Got some new faces today, huh? Greetings.
Like
Welcome.
We can make it in the afternoon.
It's gonna work. Okay, good. All right, today we're gonna make fish tacos. Who's been on the program already, and who's made the fish tacos already? You like them? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was first time I'd ever made a slaw that wasn't a cream sauce.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's. I mean, it's typical.
Yeah.
I prefer to make the vinegar sauce. But, my thing. I don't really like a lot of creamy stuff personally. A little bit, but not a whole lot. All right, so typically we'll pack cod for you guys when we do it, but I got this rockfish today that we're going to use. Any whitefish will be fine when you put it in there. In fact, salmon, there's other things, but typical taco, a whitefish is best because it doesn't have a whole lot of fishy flavor. Now, if you go with snapper or something like that, you're going to be tasting fish. But the rockfish is pretty mild typically. So I've got 4 pieces here, so we'll have enough to taste. So I blew up our recipe a little bit to make it. So it's calling for the rockfish. We're going to do a little bit of cumin. And you probably don't have these giant things at home, but when you're cranking out a lot. And tahini I like to use. This is a chili lime. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. It's got an acid back to it, so as you put it on, it's got a little bit of salt, it's got a little bit of acid, and it's got a little bit of heat. Maybe a little too much heat for some people, but for me, pretty mild.
It actually was pretty. First time I used it was with the fish taco, and it wasn't real.
Yeah, just use it sparingly if you don't like a lot of spice.
It's a nice flavor.
There's a lot of other products out there.
I managed to find it at Dollar General.
Yeah, it's popular. I mean,
like under $3.
you
They
typically
sell it at Dollar General?
in a Hispanic home, they're gonna have this in their house. So you see it in the markets a lot.
Yeah, and it was. I think we got a small thing, 5-ounce bottle with the tagine and the thing of cumin for under $5.
What's nice about this stuff, I mean, there's a little bit of sodium in it, so you got to watch it. But you can cut a cucumber and sprinkle it on there. You can cut a mango up and sprinkle it on there. You can cut, all kinds of stuff just to have a fresh snack. This just kicks the flavor up quite a bit.
I'm sorry, what did you call it again?
It's called tajin. It's spelled Tajin. The J is an H sound in Spanish.
I know Walmart carries.
It's
So I've got rice started already because as you guys have probably found out, brown rice takes a long time to cook. So I started it about 20 minutes ago. We're getting close. So that we're gonna have rice and fish today. So that's already started. We'll get this started. If you'd like, you can do this earlier in the day, put it in the fridge and let it kind of flavor get into it. It doesn't really matter that much. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna set this aside right now and we're gonna go into the slaw. So I like to use both colors. The color in your vegetables is a phytonutrient that is being studied. They don't know a whole lot about it yet, but they keep doing studies about it. And it seems that the colorful vegetables are giving you more benefit in your cellular processes. So heart disease, those kinds of things, they're doing a lot of different studies where the colorful vegetables are having a positive effect on outcomes. And more to come. I mean, the processes are so tiny, it's hard for them to see it, but doing a lot of research in Denmark and other places. So if you can find colorful food, beets, carrots, red cabbage, red peppers, you notice we usually pack red onions in your meals. Those probably are going to be better for you than the stuff that we've hybrid to make it look like, the orange carrot. Carrots originally were this color. This is the original heirloom carrot, was purple, really dark, actually darker than that. But they bred them to turn orange because Denmark, that's their national color. So Denmark bred them to be orange, and that's how they sold them. We buy them in the store that way, so that's how we are used to it. But yeah, the original are purple, and I grow at home. I grow something called the Black Knight carrot. It's really dark, almost like a beet. It's sweeter, got a really nice flavor. Kind of looks weird in pot roast and so like that. But I mean, you get used to it. So depending on how you like your slaw, you can either cut it across like this, so it's kind of chunky, kind of like Kentucky Fried Chicken style, or you can cut it long ways like this and get a nice little thread. For tacos, it's nice to be able to bite and get everything in a bite and have it not stick and fall out. And so I try to break it down a little smaller. That's personal preference. So we just chop that up. Sorry, I'm a little slow today. I pulled a muscle inside my hand. I was doing some work, and it keeps popping every time I do something. But hey, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it, right?
You should have do like I did.
You did something bad?
I had two surgeries on my hands, one for a torn ligament, one for a torn tendon.
Oh, that's not fun.
Don't know how either.
That's not fun. Mine was lifting up wall. I was working on my sheep pen and fell sideways. Yeah, you got to be careful when you're an old man like me. All right, so a little cilantro in this slaw. We got white cabbage, red cabbage. It calls for carrots. I didn't break any of those out. I'm gonna put a little cilantro in this. So as a chef, I use the entire bit of cilantro. Most people say, "Oh, you gotta throw the stems away," but there's actually more flavor in the stems.
I always wondered about that.
The trick to it is you have to have some knife skills. So what I would do, I mean, you don't have to do it. Most people just pitch them, and that's fine because you get enough to be able to do that. But you just take that stem and you break it down to where it's like an inch long, and then you just get down like that until it's almost like sand. There's a couple little longer pieces there. And make sure you tuck your fingers under when you do that. Because if you don't, then you got the flat ends and extra protein and all that. Right? So anyway, it doesn't go very far, but it's nice to be able to use it. And like I say, the flavor is there. So that's what I do. All the chef shows always say sustainability, you gotta take care of the stuff, the planet. I just think it tastes good, so I ain't worried about it. So this, I like to just get a little long piece of the leaf on here. I was trying to remember what the process was called here, and it's not coming to mind. It's not julienne. It'll come to me in 20 minutes and I'll forget. All right, so put a little bit of that in there. Okay. We're going to do some olive oil and some lime juice. So I have lime juice this way because I use a lot of it. But what you guys best do, and it is better, is to use it this way.
What about I have like the real lime?
Yeah, so what you'll find is this product, this is a not from concentrate, so fresh lime juice. It's got an expiration date on it. That's what you want. You want stuff to rot, stuff to go bad. You want to put that kind of stuff in your body. You don't want to put stuff in there that's going to last for eternity. Twinkies, scorpions, cockroaches, it's going to be all that's left in this world. So you need to have something that rots to put into you. So better to do that.
Yeah, I have a hard time squeezing, so.
So this is what I was going to show you. Fancy little tool, but so the real lime's okay. I mean, because it's not a whole lot, but just know that they process that and that it's pretty much got very little nutrient value left. This one, you notice it's kind of dark on the outside. It's ugly. I like using the ugly stuff. So what I do is, you don't want to cut that and put it on your plate because it's going to be hideous, right? But it makes a nice juice. So you just cut that open. Notice the inside still looks pretty. Get your little squeezer. it's weird because they go in upside down. You put them this way, and you just get a little push. And there's a lot of juice in a lime if you do it this way, right? So that was about a tablespoon there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get one
I
of
was
those.
having to speak in
So
my
there's a
mouth.
green one that does limes, and there's a yellow one that does lemons. It's a little bit bigger, and there's actually an orange one too that'll do oranges. You make orange juice, but I don't know if they have a pink one that does grapefruit.
Where
Maybe.
do you get one of those?
You know, I saw these recently. I saw them at Thriftway in Montesano. They, you know, I would be surprised if they didn't have them at the dollar store. They're not very expensive.
I wonder if they would have them at Walmart too.
So that's basically all it is. Everybody, this is Cody.
Hi.
Cody's one of our ACE team members. Cody, did you know you're on TV right now?
Oh, great.
Yeah, look. Cody made the cut. Perfect.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
All right, so we'll just stir this slop a little bit. I'm gonna check my rice. Rice is looking pretty good. You know how to test the rice and hold it up like that. If it doesn't fall out everywhere. Don't do that.
I like my rice cooker. It works great.
Yeah, the rice cooker is nice, especially for
Doesn't do quinoa very
quinoa's tricky. Quinoa's tricky. You gotta. For quinoa, what I like to do is I'll put just a touch of oil in the bottom, and I'll toast it first, and then I add the water to it. When you add the water to it and it's hot in the pan, it'll jump out, so you'll see it jumping around. So you gotta be careful with put the lid on real quick or something like that. But then it seems to do pretty well.
We have some of those Gotham steel pans, so you don't have to do a lot of oil in them.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Which is nice. And I can get that and put it in the oven.
Okay, so I would put carrots in this typically, but today we're not, and we'll make the sauce here real quick. Okay, Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt. So I raise goats, and I have milking goats. In fact, just had a bunch of babies. I got 7 little baby goats bouncing all around the shop right now, and my wife's milking already. And we make yogurt at home, and it's super thick. The goat milk is a little higher in fat than the goats that we raise anyway. So it's almost like this, but yogurt, I mean, it's a process where it ferments. So it's what I'm telling you about, having something that you break down. It's a process. It's good for your gut. So you hear people talking about probiotics. This stuff's good for you. What's even better for you is sauerkraut and pickles that you make on the countertop.
Ew.
Not the stuff that you buy in the store. You make it on the countertop. You culture it.
Ew.
1 teaspoon of brine from sauerkraut is equal to 3 containers like this of probiotics. So if you're into helping your gut out, that's the way to do it. If you can't do it, I mean, there's Mucinex. There's those things. There's those Dulcolax, I guess, will help you, whatever. Anyway, so we got a little bit of this. Spoon is what I need. I knew there was going to be something I'd have to go around for.
Don't you pick them? I don't do I can't say it. I don't mind, like, if they're cut out really, really small, like a potato salad, I can handle that, or like a tuna fish, but by himself, no.
You're like the opposite.
I love pickles, but I don't like sauerkraut.
I can't eat salad.
I like pickles.
Yeah,
But I
pickle.
can't have them because they got too much sodium in them.
Now you make your own. You put them on the counter. You gotta put a little salt in them to get them to water to come out, and then you just press them underneath the brine, and they set for a week.
I don't
And that's where the sour comes from. That's the you were talking about this being sour.
Yeah.
The sour comes from that fermentation process. So that's what it is. All right, so we got a little mayonnaise.
What did I do was I did some mayo, I had to mix it with Miracle Whip.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
I gotta buy some mayo.
Yeah, you do, because Miracle Whip's the sin. That's my opinion.
I don't mind it on sandwiches and burgers, but it didn't go real well.
You remember when I told you about Twinkies being here at the end of the world?
Yeah.
Miracle Whip will be here too. It's gonna be here with the Twinkies.
It's not Miracle Whip, it's called Miracle Flip.
My
It's
husband,
disgusting.
my husband will not eat mayo. He'll only eat Miracle Whip.
He's depriving himself of some good stuff in his life.
Okay, his idea of a vegetable is a can of peas or green beans.
Okay.
Yeah, the peas is a starchy vegetable.
I know.
Here we go.
I
So
like green beans.
a little bit of lime juice from the container this time. We're gonna put a little touch of
Mother-in-law's
water in it,
saying
put
that
it
she
down a
won't
touch.
Frozen or fresh, it's gotta be out of a can. Like,
All right, so you got a nice little sauce. So what this is called in Spanish is crema. It's when you mix the mayo with the yogurt, or it's usually sour cream that they use if you're going down south to buy stuff. The yogurt helps to be a little healthier, puts probiotics in. Now, if you're making your own sour cream, like I said, then it's good for you too. You got that little ferment in there. A little buttermilk, cultured buttermilk. Make some sour cream with it. A little tahini in there, gives it some flavor. Picks it up just a touch. All right. Now there's the sauce. The crema. I'm gonna cut up a lime so we can squeeze it on there. Can you see me? Okay. There. We'll cut the lime into little wedges. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Break these down. The lime is a good for you thing, and it's also a nice garnish. Put it on the side, makes the plate look nice. Makes you want to eat it. All right, so rice mostly done. I'm gonna throw a little bit of lime juice in that. I like to put just a touch of cumin. I don't think the recipe calls for it, but I like it. Pinch of salt. It's gonna be 4 pinches. All right, a little bit more cilantro in there. So this is a take on a chipotle dish, the cilantro lime rice. Anybody ever eat a chipotle?
No, that's a good place to eat it.
Yeah, they do Mexican-like food.
Uh-huh.
It's actually pretty healthy. It's as far as fast-ish food. It's a lot better off than some of your things like the burger joints and stuff.
We that went over in the Tri-Cities, and I've never been there before. And it was really good to have like a rice bowl with
Yeah,
everything in it.
nice and fresh.
Yeah.
All right, a little cilantro in there. Looks like that. Wait, there it is. Okay. Stir it in there. Stir it up, ready to go. Now I like to eat it pretty quick after I make it. That way the cilantro is still bright green. You can put it in the fridge later, but your cilantro turns color. It gets a little pale. Still good, but just not as cute. All right, we're gonna put a little. It's the magic. I have to blow on it. So typically you're gonna spray this pan. I don't have spray, so I'm gonna go like that. Just get a little bit on the bottom. Once it gets warm, it moves around the pan a lot faster. Okay, get this out of the way. I'm going to see if I can help our online guests to see a little better. Maybe. All right. So that fish has been sitting with that rub on it for a bit. I'm going to get that down. All right. So it's about 4 minutes aside, about. going. As we do that, I'll start getting these ready. Talking about. Does everybody want a sample? All good? So when I cook this at home, I just fire the fire up like this, and I throw it right on the fire. But since I'm cooking for public, I can't do that. So it goes on a little comal. They have a flat thing called a comal, or you just get a little flat pan like this. Just what happens is you got this kind of a little, I don't know, it's not so soft. So at this point, when it's not been heated, it's a little harder to bite. So you just get a little heat on it. Only takes 15, 20 seconds. And then when you put that thing, it'll roll up real nice. It'll hold your stuff for you. And it won't have that kind of raw taste to it. All right, let's do some plates. Little tortilla warmer. They have these at the dollar store. You don't really need them if you're only cooking tortillas. Nice to keep them warm. All right, that fish, you'll see that it gets a little white on the edge like this. Once it does that, you know it's about time to flip it. And you're gonna fight with it because you didn't put very much oil in there, but that's okay. It's good for you. You're gonna break it up anyway.
That's what happens with my fish, and then it has to sit in the oven for an extra hour. But my husband came in and told me to change all the clocks. My mother-in-law had already did it.
Oh, gosh.
I had dinner done at 4 o'clock.
No.
Yeah, so my fish was
Yeah. Well,
That was a
when
fun
we
day.
went to bed on Saturday, he had set the clock back instead of forward. I said, why is it 8 o'clock?
No, my mother-in-law had already said, my husband comes in and said, look, and I was doing so much work, so I was doing schoolwork, too. Then I didn't get my phone
Okay.
or the computer, so I just got up and I changed the clocks. And I looked at it, and I'm like, okay, it's time to start doing dinner. And then my mother-in-law told me, well, I better
Serve
start.
up a few.
It's only 4 o'clock. Oh, time.
Is going. All right, get a little rice. Hey, you got me. Okay. Got a little brown on the fish like here. See that? That one's done. So usually all I do with a rockfish like this, it's a nice flat fillet, I just flake it out like that. And if it breaks up for you, that's what you want to see. If it stays together a little bit, maybe it needs to cook a little longer. But you want to just flake. You don't want to go to where it's like not flaking anymore. So you want it to be able to come apart. So some people won't cook it long enough, and it won't come apart well. It'll be kind of gummy stuck together. And And then there's a lot of people that cook the heck out of it. Then you try to break it, it's like a 2x4. You know, you don't want to get there because nobody wants to chew on their fish. You want a nice, just opaque and done. So that's looks like a nice consistency there. Got a little toasty on those two. So I was talking too much. All right. Let's put a little. Wait, that one's sneaky too. All right. So we throw down a little bit of the slaw. A little bit of that fish. Put that lime wedge on there. There we go. Oh yeah, the crema too. I forgot about that. You gotta get the crema on it. Put a little dollop of that on there. You don't want to forget that.
There you go.
There we go.
Yes. You can go grab some.
Yeah, fork here. I got a napkin here. Yeah, I got them out. I just didn't get them out more. All right, crema. So it really is a pretty quick meal. It doesn't take long to make. You just got to plan ahead with the rice a little bit because it does take a little longer for that. And then you get everything done at the same time. Next brush, get a nice fresh taste to it. The citrus gives it a nice little acid. Most people are going to want more salt, but some people can't have it, so I didn't put a lot on it. Let's go. Work out for you? Good.
It's really good.
I've actually been chop up the red onion and put it in with the rice when it's cooking.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Garlic, everything.
We got everybody covered? All right. Gotcha. What's that? Mix it
I don't
together.
do corn tortillas.
Yeah.
I figured out I have the wheat carb balance
Oh,
one. That's what I did mine on, but I might get the street taco side.
oh yeah, they have it. I've seen them up there.
My
Good.
favorite ones of the street taco ones is the tomato basil.
I like the spinach ones.
We all set?